Lieutenant Governor Den and President Pro Tem DeLuca, Speaker Gilligan, members of the 146th General Assembly, other elected officials, members of the judiciary, members of the cabinet, our employees, Carla, and the people of Delaware. In my previous reports on the state of the state, I spoke to you of turbulent seas and winter blizzards. And these images captured the moment as we fought through the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. And this economic storm posed particular challenges for Delaware industries upon which we had depended for decades, like financial services and automotive manufacturing. But it made landfall in almost every corner of our nation. And while Delaware was not alone in facing this storm, the way we responded was unique. The politics of blame and division, the rhetoric of distrust, and the partisan warfare witnessed elsewhere never found a home in our state. Instead, we pulled together and we prepared for the future. And leaning on Speaker Gilligan's 40 years of experience, the leadership of both parties in this General Assembly worked with us, and we made tough decisions to balance our budgets while still making investments necessary to keep moving forward. We cut where it was possible, and we invested where it was important to create jobs, to improve schools, and to build infrastructure. And at a moment when Washington, D.C. stands for deadlock and dysfunction, Delaware's strength resides in the capacity of its people, even in challenging times, to work with common purpose, to choose perseverance in place of pettiness and partisanship. And as our economy recovers, albeit more slowly than any would like, we've got to resist the temptation to rest, satisfied with the status quo. As Thomas Friedman and Michael Mandelbaum write in their book, That Used to Be Us, the best organizations win in the turns. When there are big shifts in the marketplace, when others are overwhelmed and in disarray, they put distance between themselves and their competitors. And as tempting as it might seem to take this moment to pause and catch our breath, this is not the time to stand still. This is the time for Delaware to leap ahead, to lead. The capacity to build on existing strengths and to adapt successfully to change is the quality that distinguishes companies that surge to the head of the pack from those that languish. Capitalizing on its strength in science and innovation, DuPont today is a bioscience company. It's not the same chemical company that it was 20 years ago, or the gunpowder company it was 200 years ago. W.L. Gore and Ashland and AstraZeneca and ILC and our financial services companies have all evolved to keep up with changing markets and technologies. Consider Amazon, which is soon to be one of our larger employers. It's become an all-purpose online retailer by leveraging the distribution capability that it originally developed to deliver books. Our employers are changing, capitalizing on their strengths and thinking about tomorrow. And to lead, to be the place where these companies grow, Delaware must be ready to do the same. We must be ready to win in the turns. Now, in Delaware, our economy directly benefits from our leading employers. And thanks to your financial support of the Strategic Fund, we've attracted and retained significant employers: PBF Energy, Sallie Mae, Baltimore Aircoil, Fisker Automotive, Miller Metal, Bloom Energy, Mount Dare Farms, and Capital One. We've got to continue these efforts and remain nimble and opportunistic and aggressive when large employers present job opportunities. And that's why I'll again recommend significant funding for this strategic fund next year. But to do more than just keep pace, to put distance between ourselves and our competitors, we've got to look beyond the direct benefits our larger employers provide. We must capitalize on their presence to build our competitive edge. We already have terrific small businesses, but we aspire to see more created and to see them grow quickly. And to accomplish that, we must nurture the small businesses and the new companies that will thrive in the hospitable soil for job creation that our leading employers and our world-class workforce create around them. Now, following up on the recent Imagine Delaware Forum sponsored by the News Journal, we're finding new ways to support entrepreneurs. And over the last months, we've studied best practices at entrepreneurial support centers around the country, in places as far away as Silicon Valley and as nearby as the Science Center in Philadelphia, the Coin Loft in Wilmington, and the Tech Park in Newark. The best tend to have a few things in common: flexible incubator spaces, wraparound services like free or discounted legal and accounting assistance, educational opportunities for potential entrepreneurs and investors, and outstanding opportunities for collaboration. And working with Representatives Lavelle and Brian Short and groups like First State Innovation, we'll apply what we've learned to further support emerging startups and growing companies in Delaware. Not every company that uses these resources will be successful, and it will take those that succeed time to achieve results. Our goal, though, is not to capture a headline tomorrow. It's to facilitate the creation of jobs for a generation. And while nurturing the businesses of the future, we must also focus on growing our small businesses today. Small businesses need access to credit, and we'll utilize the federal Small Business Credit Initiative to help more creditworthy businesses get the loans that they need to expand and to create jobs. We're also pleased to be the first state to announce a partnership with Facebook, and this partnership will help our small businesses fully engage the powerful use of social media to market their products and their services. We've got to put ourselves in the shoes of those who create jobs. We've got to understand the industries in our state better than any other state. We've got to be more committed to the success of the businesses in our state than any other state. And we have most of the ingredients that businesses are looking for: good schools and institutions of higher education, reasonable taxes, a high-quality workforce, a wonderful quality of life, and a responsive government. Now, companies considering expansion or investment also value great infrastructure. So whether they're accessing just-in-time supplies, moving products to market, or transporting employees between home and office, we want them to know that they'll find what they need in Seaford and not Shanghai, in Bear and not Bangalore. And that's why last year we made the decision together to invest $40 million to further support our roads and bridges. And we created the Delaware Infrastructure Fund, which has already paid off with Amazon's decision to expand here. That's also why we invested $10 million in the Port of Wilmington. In the coming months, we'll consider opportunities for a public-private partnership to expand and modernize the port, significantly increasing our capacity to handle global trade. And doing so will not only protect those jobs currently at the port, but it will also sow the seeds of future growth as we leap ahead of our competitors. Now, when companies decide whether to invest their next dollar in Delaware, it's not just the quality of our roads and our bridges and our port that they care about. They want to know that our air and our water are clean, and that our communities offer the parks and recreational trails that make life for employees and their families healthy and rewarding. You talk with business leaders on a regular basis, and it quickly becomes apparent quality of life matters deeply to them because it matters to their workforce. And overlook it, and your state is likely to get overlooked. Now, our focus on quality of life is proving that economic development and environmental protection are compatible goals. This focus resulted in NRG transforming the Indian River Power Plant from one of the dirtiest coal-fired power plants in the country into one of the cleanest, and is leading to the conversion of the Energy Center in Dover from coal to cleaner burning natural gas, all the while creating hundreds of construction jobs in the process. Calpine has converted the Edgemoor plant in Wilmington from coal to natural gas. And taken together, these and other improvements are modernizing our energy fleet and reducing air pollution in a way that equates to taking 450,000 cars off the road. Now, our efforts to promote a high quality of life are not limited to reducing pollution from our power plants. We seek opportunities to connect Delawareans and visitors to all the history and natural beauty that the First State has to offer. Through an innovative public-private partnership, we're helping Yorkland rebound from NVF's bankruptcy, transforming it into a revitalized area retaining its mill town roots. Our Bayshore initiative is enhancing Delaware's spectacular coastal region and boosting the economy by restoring critical wildlife habitat and improving access for world-class hunting and fishing and kayaking and hiking. But one of the best ways that we can improve our quality of life and promote healthy lifestyles at the same time is to make our state more walkable and bikeable. And in the next year, working with Representative Keeley and Senator Venables, we will launch the First State Trails and Pathways Plan. And I'm proposing that we dedicate $13 million to build miles of new and enhanced trails throughout our state for every Delawarean to enjoy. And building on the strong foundation of existing trails and greenways already in place, we can make Delaware one of the most walkable and bikeable states in the country.